So I contemplated on if I was gonna make this video because two reasons. One, God already told me while I was reading the Bible about the situation, vengeance is mine. You feel me? And that's true. I don't even want to debate with that. But at the same time, these people are wrong. Like, I took my car in. I have the paperwork and everything. Not me. I took my car in March 18th to be serviced for 4 tires, an alignment, coolant leak, and my coolant cap needed to be replaced. So they did the alignment, they did the 4 tires, and they replaced the coolant cap. But they did not find the coolant leak. So on March 27th, got the paperwork again. I got the screenshot, or I got the picture of when I took of the car on the 27th when I dropped my son off for school. When I came back to the car, I looked and I'm like, oh man, it's a puddle in front of the car. Here's my baby. I was like, oh man, it's a puddle in front of the car. So I took a picture of it and I immediately called, at the time, Kendall, which is the advisor at Greenbrier Priority.
Yeah, that's a party lady.
So he told me to bring it back. Because if I don't, it was gonna be more problems. Now, on my way to, love you too. On my way to Greenbrier Priority, thank God my son was in school. I broke down on the side of the road. The engine literally, it didn't sound different. The car was fine. Mind you, I checked it before I got in it, and it was cooling inside of the top part of the car. So I'm like, okay, well, at least I should be able to make it to Greenbrier. No, cut off on the interstate, and when I got on the interstate, the junk just was a big cloud of smoke. I'm like, what the hell? Like, mind you, I just took it to get fixed, and it can't be cooling, is what I'm thinking in my head. Can't be. But then I smell it coming through the car, and it's a strong burning coolant smell. So I go open the hood. You feel what I'm saying? At this point in time, I'm frantic because, baby, I just took it in for a coolant service. So it can't be coolant. I'm like, no, it can't be coolant. You know what I mean? So I called a tow truck, get it towed, whatever. All the whole time, mind you, I'm fighting to try to get my grandfather's service and do what I got to pause. Time out. Hold on. So, got the car towed to them. And they have had the car for months now. So in the process and throughout the whole process, all I've been able to get this man to do is to waive the $200 that he tried to charge me for telling me that the cylinder 2 and the cylinder 3, which I guess is the blown head gasket, is bad. I'm like, okay, you waived it, but you still took 87 from me for the alignment, tires, coolant leak and coolant cap. You feel what I'm saying? So somewhere, something didn't get fixed, or something happened on your shop that has made my car now have engine failure. So 3 months later today, I've contacted him. I have paperwork, I have documentation now stating that he approved it at first via phone. We talked. He was like, yeah, I understand it's possible. I'll price you an engine. And if we can't do the engine, I'll send it up front and see if we can get you priced for a new car. Now, here's why I messed up, because I didn't get it in writing. I'm going off word of mouth, and I'm thinking, okay, he's very aware of what's going on. No. Call him back. Matter of fact, I don't even call him. I called the advisor to get an update on the car, because now it's been a week and y'all still ain't contact me. So I called him to get an update or whatever. And she was like, oh, well, I don't know nothing about this. I'm going to have to call him or message him and get you back an update. I was like, all right, fine, cool. A couple days went by. I hear nothing. So then finally he called me, day before yesterday, and was like, what's this about us fixing the car? And I was like, we already discussed all of this. I'm confused as to what's the problem. So he gets all irate talking about, oh, well, you drove the car for months after you got the car. And I was like, whoa, months? I was like, if you looking at the file, you could see I didn't even make it months. I only drove the car for a week. Now, driving a car for a week under the assumption that this person has fixed something, you can only imagine how much coolant was in that car if it was a leak and already exploded. Now, run that to him. He gets loud. Oh, well, there's nothing I could do. What do you want me to do? And I was like, at this point, give me your manager's number, because we need to set up a meeting between us three and try to get something figured out. He tells me, no, I'm not doing that. I say, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least give me documentation. This man hung up on me. He hung up on me. So I was like, cool. This is where documentation come in. So then I get a text message today, all caps. So I already know what time it is. We already gave you documentation and da 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 da. No, baby, you gave me documentation when my car first arrived. This was from March. I need documentation now, stating now what our problem is as to why we can't come to some type of understanding. Have not heard anything back from him. So that's why I'm making this video. I made a post on Facebook. I'm making this video because I want myself to be heard. I need myself to be heard at this point because he's not trying to give me what I deserve. And as a single mother of one, baby, I ain't got time to be wasting money. I spent the money that I got from my taxes. You know how I go as a single mother or a single father. Y'all already know how that go. You do the right thing. You feel what I'm saying? So all I want in this situation is the right thing to be done. At this point, I want my charge back. You feel what I'm saying? And I want an engine and my coolant fixed because that's what you did. You feel what I'm saying? And didn't do. Period, point blank. So I'm going to keep posting every day with an update until this is resolved. Let's see how long it takes because it's already been freaking 3 months, God. Like 3 months. 3 freaking long months that I have not had a job to be able to provide for my child and then having to rely on my support system. What they got going on top of it all. I lost my grandfather. You feel what I'm saying? So, yes, this has created such of a rippler in my life that I have to go this route, which sucks because it literally just takes some communication and understanding. What if this was your family? What if that was your son in a car driving around with a coolant leak and the junk blow up? We on the interstate. The interstate. And the car cut off. By the grace of God. Hold on. By the grace of God, I made it off of the interstate. What if it wouldn't have made it off the interstate and I would have failed in the middle of the interstate with my son in the car? He's not thinking about that. So I need to bring awareness of the fact that, bro, my son was driving in that car that you deem safe, that is not safe, that is still sitting on your lot, that I have no more money to pour in, which you know, agreed, and then backpedaled. Something has to be done. If it's not going to start with me for my son, then I don't know where else to start. I don't. So please share. God dang on subscribe. I don't care at this point. Like it, comment. If you have some advice, I'm willing to take it. I don't have the money to go to court. Tried to get legal aid. They told me I needed to pay $19.90. I ain't got no employment, baby, but I'm gonna make this work. So if I'm gonna start here, this is where I'm gonna start. If not, oh well, I tried. I've literally tried everything. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.